Hey everybody, Eric at Gearhead Daily, and today I want to talk to you about sponsorships. Sponsorships come in a bunch of different forms. Some they come in money, sometimes they come in parts. Now, this topic has been brought up a few times on a few of the websites that I visit. Some of the forums, people have been talking about it. How do you get them? How do they work? And generally a lot of questions around it. So I'm going to try and answer as many questions as I can about how the process works. Now, I am kind of on the manufacturer's side because there is a business component of this that kind of has to go back and forth, but I'll do the best I can to answer as many questions as I can. The first thing I want you to think about is think about it from the business's perspective. You're asking them for free stuff. And when you ask somebody for free stuff, what they want in return is the ability to have their product being showcased somewhere for either the equivalent of the part that they gave you, so $500, $1,000, whatever the part is worth, in advertising dollars. And really the best case scenario is you want to be able to triple whatever they give you. So let's say they give you $5 in free widgets. You need to be able to prove to them that you're going to be able to market their product for them out somewhere for $15 worth of marketing. So if that's marketing budget in a magazine, marketing budget on TV, whatever it is, they're going to need to justify giving you that part because then that equates into more sales. Print is good, so if you have the ability to get their product in some sort of print medium, you're doing pretty good. TV is even better. If you can get their product on television, that's seen by a much wider audience, so therefore the value is going to go up. I'm going to warn you, blogs, nobody cares about. Forums, build posts, that sort of thing, nobody cares. A million people do that on their own, and they don't even need the advertisement. They don't need to give you free stuff for that. So don't even bother with that sort of thing. And right before you approach somebody or some company for something, think about the value that you're going to give them. Not what you're going to get, because that's what most people focus on. They focus on, oh, I'm going to get this widget, I'm going to get this tire, or I'm going to get this wheel or engine or whatever it is, but they never think about how they're going to pay it back to the company they're asking for parts from. That is the crucial key. How are you going to take care of them? You have to look at it from the manufacturer's perspective, and the manufacturer's perspective is, what can you do for me? They've got a million people asking for free stuff left and right. The last thing they need is somebody else coming up and asking for stuff, and they're not never going to deliver. So what they're going to want is what you can do for them. How are you going to make their product stand out and shine so that they can sell more widgets? A lot of this is built on relationships. Relationships that you have with other people in the business, relationships that you have with the manufacturers, relationships that you have with other people in the industry. If you don't have any of those relationships, nobody's going to want to give you anything. You have to know who these people are. You have to have some relationship with them outside of the business relationship. It does help. So if you're into race cars or if you're into racing, go to the events, hang out, do the racing things, be a part of the culture. Show you're not just there for free stuff, because nobody likes a mooch. And when you're asking for free stuff and you're asking for parts, that's basically what you're doing. So you gotta prove to them that you can play ball with them, that you're serious about the topic, and that you're not just gonna take their part and run. That's important. The networking piece is extremely important, and it usually starts with one person. If you can get kind of that first one on board to say, yes, I buy into your vision, I like what you're doing, I want to invest into you because you're going to give me the most bang for my buck, that's where it starts. And then it can start to branch out from there. But it really is kind of a who you know, how you know it, and kind of how you guys can help each other out. If you've got a project you're working on and you need X, Y, Z, you need to go to another place and say, look, this is what I'm doing. The first question they're going to ask you is, well, who the hell are you, and why should we give you anything? Thankfully, I've been doing this for a couple of years, 4 or 5 years now, and I can say to people, just Google me. Google my name, and you can see the work that I do. I do quality work, I do quality writing, and I'm going to do the same for you. So in that aspect, I kind of have a little bit of credibility. So once you get some of those under your belt, it becomes a little bit easier. Those relationships become a little bit easier to have because They trust you. You're part of the group now. If you're just some outsider coming in, it's not going to work. Now, I know some really, really talented people out there who are just fantastic at their job, but they lack the networking ability to go to some of these people, make friends, and get people to trust them with giving them some stuff. So while they're just brilliant, fabricators and builders and stuff like that, the other aspect of it is that business aspect of it. This is a business. You need to have business savvy. You need to be able to network, and you need to be able to how to play the game. So I've said before, I'm kind of on the manufacturer side here because they get inundated, literally, with people in their backyards, whoever, asking for free stuff all the time. Then to separate yourself from those people, you're going to need a couple things. One of the things you're going to need is you're going to need a clear vision of what you're doing. What is it, the project that you're working on? Are you doing a rear end? Are you doing a suspension? Are you doing an engine build? Are you doing something that's related to them that you can then showcase in such a way that can advertise their product while at the same time showing what you can do as a builder or a manufacturer or whatever it is that you are trying to do? So my advice to you is have something new and innovative that's either never been done before, so you're kind of on one end of the spectrum, and then you got the other end of the spectrum, which is everybody's got one. Okay, so for example, a first generation Camaro. You've got a plan for a first generation Camaro. Lots of people have those, so those are highly desirable parts. So you're going to have lots of manufacturers that make lots of different parts. And that is one way to get it. So you're going to have to be something that's very kind of niche, or you're going to have to do something that kind of a lot of people already have. And that's going to be kind of your in. So you need to have some angle on it rather than I'm just building a car. Remember, the biggest product here is you. You're the one selling yourself, you're selling your reputation, and you're selling your work. If you don't follow through with any of it, nobody's going to buy your product anymore. Nobody's going to trust you, and nobody's going to give you a thing ever again. You've got to follow through with it, and you've got to over-deliver what you promise. Okay, so let's say that you fully understand that this is a business, and the business that you're approaching is in the business of selling widgets. Now, what you're going to need is you're going to need a lot of support. You're going to need support from, say, if you're working for an editor or you're working for somebody else who has done something else, you're going to want their support. So get them to write a letter for you on your behalf or letting them know that you're doing something that's in the realm that they're looking for. Second of all, be very clear what you want. So if you want, let's say, lug nuts, tell them you want 5 lug nuts, black, and in this style. And also, third part is be realistic. They may say, yeah, we can give this to you, and here's kind of what we want from you. Here's what you said you're going to do for us. They also may say, we can give you a 20% discount, and that may be the best you get. So do the best you can with what you've got, and in that respect, that may be the best the deal you're going to get. My final thought on this entire thing is that free ultimately does not mean free. They may have given you the part for free. You may not have paid for it financially, but you'll be paying for this for many years to come. Now, the many ways you can look at it, but in reality, what happens is they're going to give you a part, and a relationship does not end there. Remember, this is all about relationships. So the way you keep the relationship is you do good by them. Remember earlier when I said I try to triple their advertisement dollar that they would have spent otherwise, but they're going to give me in free product. So I have to keep working for them, keep promoting their product, telling everybody that their product is good when it is, right? I would not have asked for a product that I didn't believe in, and keep going until I have over-delivered on everything I said. So prior, I might have a contract with them that says that for you giving me free part, I'm going to do this, this, and this, plus these 3 things. And in that, I'm going to do all those things, and I'm going to try and do a little bit extra. And once you have that type of relationship built in the industry, people then start to trust you with things that they're doing, the projects that they're doing. So you can then come back to them 2, 3, 5, 10 years later and say, look, remember that deal we did before? I'm doing another project. I'm looking for an additional thing. I can do the same thing for you. I can do it again and do it again and again and again and again. And that way, they're going to feel comfortable with you, giving you stuff, and you've got a steady stream of people that you work with. Remember, it's all about relationships. I'm going to wrap this up by saying the biggest thing that you can do is build a relationship, then ask for stuff later. The more important thing is that you get your name out there, you get people to recognize you, they recognize that you do good work, and that they understand that you're out there to help them. This is a business. They want to sell parts. They want to make money. This is how it works. So if you can't help them make money, they're not going to give you anything. So the important part here is that you are working for them. Remember, what can you do for them? Not what they can do for you. They already know what they can do for you, and they don't really care. So unless you stand out and say, I'm going to promote your business and your products in these 50 different ways, and I'm going to do it for this length of time, they're not really going to care. So this is kind of a tricky game that you're going to have to navigate. But the most important thing is relationships. Making sure that those people understand that you're on their side and that the manufacturers trust what you're doing. It's complicated, but it's the way things work. So good luck.